Welcome to the driver's seat. We are here to launch the 2021 Nissan Rogue. They've been making the Rogue since 2007. It's now in its third generation. They've built over 2 million. Over 1 million were built out of the Smyrna, Tennessee plant. So this vehicle is very much American built. Some of the ones we'll receive here are actually going to be built in Japan as well. Until now, I've never been overly impressed with the Rogue. I always felt it was kind of the cheap alternative to the RAV4 and the CR-V. And then I think even with a Nissan, they'll admit that. But now that it's become their best-selling vehicle, they knew they had to step up their game, and they certainly have done that. And we're going to go through it, but you got the V-Motion grille, you have this U-shaped side body, and so many enhancements. The engine is kind of a carryover with some enhancements, a 2.5 liter four-cylinder engine producing 181 horsepower, 181 pound-feet of torque. That's up. So it is improved. You have a much, much better CVT transmission with 8 distinct shifts, and we'll get in and drive that. But overall, the styling is improved, the build quality, the structure, it's much stiffer, a lot of high-strength steel, aluminum, and resin was used to manufacture this vehicle, and you have all new platinum trim level. And then when you compare this side by side to the top 3 competitors, which is the Toyota RAV4, Honda CR-V, and Ford Escape, in many features, they're standard on the Rogue and not standard on the others, or they're available on the Rogue and not even available on those others. At the end of the day, this is the biggest segment. When you pickup trucks are bigger, but when you take out fleet sales, this is the biggest segment, accounting for over 3 million sales. And I mentioned 3 of the competitors, but there are 6 or 7 others right behind them. So everyone's fighting for market share. This is the new family vehicle. In fact, one of the features that we'll get into is called the Family Hub, which is it's all about the seating and the interior environment that allows everyone, all 5 passengers, to connect together and to use some of the infotainment features and USB, etc. Before we get started, let's review the interior of the all-new Nissan Rogue. The Platinum gets an all-digital display, but you get traditional analog gauges, SL, SV, and the S models, and I like it. Look, the other gauges are pretty impressive, and you'll see some footage of that, but these gauges to me are just more practical. This gets the ProPilot Assist. That's this blue button here on the steering wheel, and that helps you with some of the semi-autonomous driving, and Nissan has definitely been the leader in this segment in that department. But overall, it's an all-new interior. I definitely like what they've done, the contrast stitching, brand new shifter. This shifter, it's a shift-by-wire, has never been used in another Nissan product. It's similar to the one in the Leaf, but it's unique to this vehicle. We'll start seeing it in other Nissan products, and it's great. It's a really proper shifter. You have USB-C and USB cup holders. Down below, you have a nice open storage area, big enough for a purse or a small backpack, whatever belongings you have. Plenty of cup holders. They tell us that the doors can each handle a large Yeti beverage cooler, and then you've got the 2 cup holders here. So a lot of great use of space. It's very practical. Again, this is all part of that Family Hub. But beyond that, the materials. In the past, the Rogues have been rather cheap, and now I'm looking at this kind of it's fake wood, but it just looks very contemporary. And that was one of the goals for this vehicle, was to make it look a lot more contemporary than the outgoing model, and they have definitely succeeded in that. All right, so let's get going. We've got some canyon roads here, some highways, and let you know how it feels. As you know, I'm not a fan of CVTs, but Nissan has been the leader in CVTs. No one does more CVTs than Nissan. And I got to tell you, they did a good job with this one. One of the things that helps is the all-new drive mode selector. They haven't had that in previous Rogues, but they have it in this one. And so we're going to switch over to, you have off-road, snow, auto, eco, and sport. And what we notice when you go into sport, the shift point changes, feels like the throttle response is a little more sensitive, but the steering gets a little heavier. So for roads like this, you want to be in that sport mode, and I like it. I think they've done a really good job. And I think this vehicle is stunning in this bolder gray. It's actually turned some heads, and it's a nice, proper evolution from the outgoing model. The outgoing model was Nissan's best seller, and they didn't want to change too much, but they changed enough, addressed all the right points that really makes it a vehicle that's now a top 3, top 4 competitor, and worthy of your look. If you're in the market for a CR-V, a RAV, an Escape, or any of the other Mazda CX-3, then I would highly recommend you go take a look at Nissan. I mean, they're selling about 400,000 of these a year, so there are going to be plenty of them out there, and again, I really like what they've done. So on a road like this, the previous Rogue model would have been a lot less stable, less planted, but there's really minimal body roll. I think they've done a good job. We did about 70 on this road and feel very confident, very secure in how it drives. They've been known for their seats for a while. The front seats are great. They're the NASA-inspired zero-gravity seats that you've seen in other models, and been driving several hours, and it's quite comfortable. The back seats could use a little more support. They're very flat, very bench-like, but they work. Also, one thing that they've addressed or changed now, they have 5 different points where you can secure a car seat, and in the center now you can do a rear-facing car seat. The outgoing model, you can only do rear-facing in the left or right side. So just all these little things. The cargo areas has been enhanced with their 2-tier system, so you can hide things or just deeper for more storage. And there's so many good things to say about this vehicle. We even have paddle shifters, which are nice. You really feel the shifts now. You didn't feel the shifts before, but you feel them now. And I think one of the reasons that the vehicle handles so well on roads like this is just how much stiffer it got from the outgoing model. We mentioned a lot of high-strength steel, a lot of high-strength aluminum, and the resins that they're using. So, they've really put. You can tell which vehicles are important to a brand, and this is their highest volume vehicle, and they knew they had to bring it. It's the new family vehicle. This is their best seller, and when you look, from A to Z, they not only compete, but in many areas they surpass the top 3 from Toyota, Honda, and Ford. This is our ProPilot Assist button. We're going to get on the freeway, and we're going to push this first, and you're going to get a white ProPilot Assist light. And then once you hit cruise control, if it turns blue, that's when ProPilot Assist is working, and it lets you drive hands-free for a few seconds. We'll give it a little test here. So we just hit cruise control set. As you can see, everything's lit up here. You got a green steering wheel, 2 hands. It shows everything we need. So now we're going to see how long we can go hands-free and how good of a job it does staying within the lanes. Pretty good. After a while, after about 50, there you go. Now we're getting the red warning light saying you better take over. And if I don't take over, it's going to keep beeping at me, and then it's just going to slow down. So I'm just going to take over, and now I'm back in ProPilot Assist. But the idea is that if you do get distracted and go to reach, which you shouldn't do, then you have a system that is really one of the best in the industry, especially for this segment. And when you incorporate lane keep assist, adaptive cruise control, automatic emergency braking, all those systems working together, that's all part of this ProPilot Assist. And it's good. Let's be honest. When you drive around here, all you have to do is look at how people are driving, and they're always busy doing something, whether it's changing the radio station or checking their smartphone. All the things they shouldn't be doing, they're doing them, and Nissan knows that. And this is just getting closer and closer to that completely autonomous driving, which we will probably get to one day. So even at 70 miles an hour, you could see it's doing a really good job. That was a merge lane, and it still kept it. We got shadows. This is certainly not a perfect road. A lot of gray asphalt, but it's doing a good job. So it gives you about 30 seconds of, you know, of safety. I guess like a safety net, if you want to call it that. Handles curves pretty well. Pretty impressive. I remember when ProPilot Assist first came out, it was good, but this is the latest iteration, and obviously the engineers have been hard at work. You know, the cameras are working better, the algorithms, everything. There's another feature that you don't get on this vehicle, but you can get it on the Platinum. So there's ProPilot Assist Plus. It's with navigation, and you may have been in vehicles that will tell you the speed limit. That's based on GPS and a database. Their system actually has a camera that reads the traffic sign, so it reads what the speed limit is and translates that. So if a sign is changed, they would know that. If there's a temporary speed limit sign, it would know that. A lot of these other systems, they don't know if there's a construction zone. So really impressive, intelligent technology in a vehicle, that starts at $26,000. Starting price on a base S front-wheel drive model is around $26,000. A fully loaded Platinum with all-wheel drive, $37,000. This SL, which is just below the Platinum that we're driving, is around $34,000 with the all-wheel drive. And in the past, I definitely would have a hard time recommending the Rogue over those key competitors, but now it's an easy recommendation. We've had it on these little canyon roads, highway, city, and it just behaves nicely. It doesn't moan and groan like other CVTs. I think they've done a good job with packaging. I love this bolder gray color. It's a new color for the Rogue. So a lot of positive things to take. The only vehicle in the segment that has wireless Apple CarPlay, for example. So they really stepped up their game. And when you look at the Platinum and that all-digital dash, that really is a game changer. I'm Ron Doran. Thanks for watching. See you next time on The Driver's Seat.